Hello, welcome back to GG Octopus Gaming. Dr. Jason here, and I said I was gonna probably do Myth Minion tier list, and here we are, I'm doing it. So, I'm not gonna go in depth about the spells, I'll tell you the important things as I'm doing the tier list this time, because we don't want another 30-minute video, do we? First up, we have the Cracked Egg. This comes from the Witch's House Call spell at level 108. And the thing about this minion is it has a ton of charms, it has 2 blades, 3 traps, so it can really rack up some damage for you. However, it has 1 attack, and it's a bad attack, so it can use up your the charms that it put on everything just for a sort of crappy attack. And additionally, at level 108, 100 or 800 health isn't that much. It might die the first round it comes into play. So for that, I'm only going to give it C. So I don't know why this is in such a weird order, but we're just going to go with it. Next up, we have the Rotten Egg. And this one's basically a utility minion. It has Tower Shield and Weakness and Stun and stuff like that. And as well as a spell that's just meant to get rid of shields, so it's really there just to mess with the boss. And the Tower Shield, I think the fact that it could help keep itself alive with that low 850 health, that earns it B spot above this one. Okay, and Hard-Boiled Egg. This one's a good healer. It has Fairy, Satyr, Guiding Light, and Tower Shield. And I think after you do a strong spell like the Witch's House one, you're going to want to be able to heal up, because you've probably taken a few turns to gain all those pips. So I think this, out of the 3, is the most useful minion of all of them. So I think that one's going to be our first A. Haunted Minion. I don't think that's what it's called, but that's what I'm calling it. You get this at level 3, which is nice. It costs 0 pips to cast, and it will make up for that 1 wasted turn of casting it, because every single turn it will cast another rank 1 spell over and over and over again. I use this all the way through Crocotopia. I promise you, you will get your money's worth out of this minion. Easy S tier. And now we're on to the Cyclops minions. So, the rank 1... No, I'm not going to do that. Let me skip on over and go in order now to the Troll minion, so we can get some perspective. 1 pip, it has 150 health, and it can do rank 1 to 3 spells. So being able to cast a 1 pip minion that does up to 325 damage with Cyclops, that is really useful. And in addition, it has Sprite and Myth Trap, so it's there to help you do more damage and heal you. And I've seen this use Sprite a lot, not only on itself, but on me as well. So I'd say, I forgot what I put this as, this one is a B tier, maybe A tier for its time. The second one, exactly the same, except obviously it costs 2 pips and has 300 health. I'm going to say it's there. Both of these troll minions are actually better than the egg. And the 3 pip one, that has 450 health, and I'd say that one's useful all the way through Mushu, maybe early Dragonspire, which I'd say is A. Above the egg, because we're trying to think of it for the level that you get it at, level 7, to be able to cast something that's powerful enough to help you in Mushu. I'd say that's A tier. But it doesn't have as much use because of those 3 pips. There's a little bit of investment into it, so that's why it's not S tier. Maybe if it had 450 health for 2 pips, easy S tier, but it's not quite there. And now moving on to the Cyclops. It has all the same spells, acts exactly the same as Troll, except we get this one at level 18. So D tier for making us get the same spell over again. And this one, I'll do... I should stay in line with how I did these. This one's just only slightly better for more of an investment. However, where things start to change is here, because it doesn't have, before it was for each pip your minion will have 150 health, going off the rules of the troll, and it was following it on Cyclops for 1 and 2 pips. However, this one has 550 health for 3 pips. So I'm going to put this one in B, and it has to go above troll, because the health obviously makes it better. And this 4 pip one will give you 700 health. So again, that's pretty useful. I've actually used this a few times in Celestia, believe it or not. It can get some good damage in before the aggro and make sure my Humunga Frog is actually worth it. And I'd say, for that, this one's better than the troll. Next on our list, Minotaur. So the thing about this is, this actually has a really smart AI. And what it'll do every time, without fail, is tower shield, taunt the enemy team, and then tower shield itself, heal itself like crazy. And whenever I've needed to use this minion in a boss battle, I think I might have been hit the first 1-2 turns. After that, they only focused on the Minotaur minion, but because he keeps shielding himself and healing himself every other turn, I've almost never seen him die in battle. He can last through a Celestia battle easy, all on his own. If you fled the battle, he'd stay there and finish it off for you. So, easy S tier. I might even say, no, not better than this, because that 0 pip minion that lasts you 2 worlds, I'd say is good. That 3 pips makes it still a bit of an investment. And another reason it's not better is it has Sprite, but it doesn't heal you with it. It only cares about itself, really, which goes along with it. But still, you can't beat 0 pips. Talos, level 55. When you're myth at level 55, you're finally up there in damage, so you don't really need a minion like him. He's damage focused. What's good about him is they made a good attacking minion. All of his spells are good. His weakest spell is Yellow Troll, which is an attacking and utility spell, so, I'm not going to call that a weak spell. It's helpful in the long run. And he is the only minion, I believe, that has outgoing damage, 30%, so again, useful. If you want to tank it and be the support, use your myth spells to keep blading him and shielding yourself, I'd say that's a viable way to go. Not as viable as just using, as just being the attacker yourself. The battle will take much longer if you let him do all the attacking. And you have to go through Winter Tusk to get him. It's not really worth it. I'm upset. I was so excited to get him, but it turned out not to be worth it. So, bummer. He's only C. And last we have Vasanji. And he is... Before I go on to him, I think I'll move Talos above this egg. I think he's deserving of at least this. And Vasanji, kind of a similar story to Talos, except easier to access and a bit stronger. He has Orthrus, so if he didn't have Orthrus, which is, a really powerful spell, I think he would also be C, but he gets B. He gets B above the egg, because he's still not cost effective as these trolls are for the level. But if you're going to a really hard battle and you just can't seem to finish off the boss all the time, or you keep dying before you finish him off, he can actually help you get that final damage. So overall, what did we learn? We learned that the best minion you got was at level 3. Wow, Thanks, King's Isle. And we also learned that Myth hasn't gotten a minion in 32 levels now, because max is now 140. And all of the recent minions that you got are pretty not that great, which is really upsetting for Myth. But thanks so much for watching. If you made it to the end, if you are passionate about this like me, please comment what stupid, ridiculous thing you want me to go in depth with or do a tier list for, because I will take the time to actually think about these stupid game mechanics that no one likes. I'll rate just the most ridiculous thing, like who's the best NPC in Wizard City. Anything you want, just comment it below. Consider subscribing if you want to see more of this, and leave a like. Thanks. I could be in a horror movie. Ready? Ready? Isn't that one scary? Do you see how wide I can open my mouth? One more time. Spooked you. Yeah. Gotcha.